the one, the only Arnold Einstein.
Good evening, folks. So I guess Martin Lawrence was in town recently. I was invited to the after party. It made me feel very exclusive. I'm sure everybody in the room is probably invited. But they wanted $25 a pop to get in, and I was just afraid that I would get just, you know, too drunk and come up to Martin all familiar like and be like, "Yo, Martin, what's up?" Keeping it real, you know, just to have his bodyguard, you know, step in and just be like, you know, there's limits on how black white people are allowed to act. So I was in Seattle recently, and one of the things that people told me before I left was that you know, Seattle, it's just like Portland, only bigger, you know. And I get up there, and I didn't think it was like Portland at all. It was certainly more metropolitan, and definitely very touristy. It actually reminded me of like of Seaside, Oregon, you know, but like on anabolic steroids. So, but while I was up there, I stayed at the Green Tortoise Hostel, which it was my first time staying in a hostel, and it was interesting. It was a very interesting experience. There was people of all over the world came to stay there, and actually in my one room, I went through several roommates, but two that I found interesting were these. This very attractive German couple, because the rooms were co-ed, but they helped to reinforce the stereotype that Germans are very you know, kind of anal retentive and somewhat perfectionistic. Because I was just trying to make small talk with them, and I was telling them, you know, that the Northwest is known for having great beers, and his reaction to me. We have tried your American beers. Ours are better. And I mean, it didn't say, he was a little exaggerated, but so you know, and I figured, you know, I keep the conversation rolling. I noticed that they had several bags. You know, they had, you know, everything from, you know, the Gap and Old Navy, and so I was like, I noticed that you did quite a bit of shopping while you were here. Is it because they don't have all of the same fashions in Germany that we have here in the United States? We have all the same things in Germany that you have in the United States. It's only more expensive. That's why we are shopping here. And you know, so I figured I'd give this guy one more chance. I said, well, you know, maybe break the ice a little bit. So at least you're not wearing lederhosen, you know. And lederhosen are very comfortable, very breathable during the summer months. That's all I got on that. So people sometimes ask me, Arnold, is everything you say true? You know, and I say, you know, my answer to them is, I'm a comedian. Of course, everything I say is true. I mean, I may exaggerate the truth, but you know, you guys are all here drinking alcohol. You're exaggerating your senses. You know, it gives me, you know, I can exaggerate my story. But this next story, 100% true. When I was, I went into an Asian mart to buy, I think, just a soda, and right in front of me there was a black man who was buying, I think, a pack of Newports, anyway, I noticed that the lady who was running the place was all smiles with him, you know, and just thank you, come again, you know, and oh, pardon me, it comes to be my turn, and she just kind of turns all stony faced, and oh, pardon me, you know, she doesn't even make eye contact with me. She just brings up my merchandise, and you know, we exchange. And, thank you, come again. You know, and I thought that was supposed to be the other way around. But so, my mom is one of the most scholarly, most intelligent people that I've ever met. My mother still continues to amaze me to this very day how smart she is. And the other day she was, you know, she was telling me that she thinks that most gay men come from homes where where mom is really, really dominant and very powerful, and dad is really weak, which is, oddly enough, the exact household that I was born into. But I'm not gay.
What's your point?
I don't know. I guess there is no. I'm holding the cord like this. So,
keeper.
Yeah. So it came as a surprise to me that my mom didn't know a whole lot about Scientology, and admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about Scientology either. But from what I understand, the Scientologists believe that we were dropped off on this planet by an alien species, which actually it would be more like our ancestors, and that we're waiting for them to return, which to me sounds a whole lot like like the Christ saga, the Christ drama, only a Star Trek version. So anyway, I want to end on an old school classic type joke. You don't hear enough of these anymore. So many comics always trying to to be on the cutting edge. I like this. It's not mine. I heard it, but and some of you may have heard this before. So this 17-year-old girl comes home and she says to her mother, "Mom, I have some bad news. I'm pregnant." And her mother says to her, "Well, who's the father?" And she says, "He'll be over this afternoon, and you'll have a chance to meet him." So the afternoon comes, and up pulls this giant limousine, and out steps this middle-aged man in a nice suit, and he comes up to the door and knocks on the door, and the mother answers, and he says, "Madam, I cannot marry your daughter. I'm a married man, and I have a family of my own. But I'm prepared to take care of my child. If the child is born a girl, I will give her a trackball that I own in Minnesota, and she'll have income for the rest of her life. If the child is born a boy, that child, he will have a $1 million annuity until his 18th birthday." And then the daughter asks, "Well, what if there's a miscarriage?" And the mother quickly answers, "Well, you'll try again." Anyway, that's it for me, you guys. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.